The other thing is sometimes there's almost learned helplessness, I would say, among a lot of times our cisgender white male faculty, who think like, well, this is important work, but what can I contribute? I don't really have, the lived experiences, but I talk about the concept of proximal experiences of being other from my own research. And I'm like, a lot of times these cross identity mentoring arrangements are incredibly beneficial. And ultimately, it comes down to both seeing differences, but also appreciating differences and finding commonality. So I think it's pretty amazing when you think about the fact that in order to navigate systems of that have benefits for folks of certain identities, sometimes people from those identity groups are the best people to help you understand those things. It's been true in my life. It's been true in experiences that I've examined in my own research when I've talked to white faculty who mentor Black students. And a lot of times they're unpacking the hidden curriculum because these students aren't getting that information from any other place. And the subtleties and the nuances of how does one advance? How does one show interest? How does one, sort of advance in this institutional context? If you're able to translate, it does a lot to help people understand the choices they make. And of course, when you see what that is and you're deciding, well, I don't want to do that, or that's not something I'm interested in, that's very different than having those things happen without any knowledge whatsoever. And that's what I really want people to talk about. It's like to really engage with the idea that there are invisible and hidden processes that advantage some and disadvantage others. And if you don't even know it's happening, you're at a huge disadvantage. And of course, I think about the importance of systemic change and systemically dismantling systems of privilege and oppression. But at the same time, we live in a world that's happening now. So to be forewarned is to be forearmed, right? So I think that's really important to think about. Everybody has a responsibility. Like we wouldn't say in an institutional context, hey, you don't have to do much research as my colleague does. We all do research here. We all should be involved in developmental relationships that support folks of all backgrounds, particularly people who have been historically marginalized. Everybody. And everybody has a place of intersection to do that.